Brooks and Zach Halloween Special.
Ghosts! I don't know how well you can hear the... Do you have notes in here? Shit.
Record.
Look, I know you said ignore jumping down to a second track literally seconds ago.
Yeah.
But I can't ignore that. I mean, look at...
God.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so fine. Welcome to the Brooks and Zach 100 Years Podcast. I'm Brooks. You're supposed to do the I'm Zach thing.
Right.
Yeah. Oh God. No, I forgot that. I forgot that's a thing you do.
What thing?
I think my sister's home now, so she'll be able to handle the dogs,
Then you just hear...
or just ignore them like she always
Then
does.
you just hear unbridled dog bloodlust.
Oh God.
Hey, you know, what the fuck?
Okay. So.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be part of the news.
Oh, okay.
So, man, how you doing today?
I thought that was at the end of it.
Look, I don't know. Everything was confused because last week we had a mini-sode instead of a full episode.
God, I hate having the 45-minute commute every single day.
Yeah, Zach is still a slave. Did we talk about that in previous episodes?
Yeah, I think we talked about that with Rosenberg and Mattis there.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's all good. I just have until November 8th, all set. We don't got to worry about anything. I get my life back. I maybe get more of my soul back than I thought I had. But
you get more soul than you started out with?
Yeah, you get soul plus interest when you're an indentured servant. I mean, really, that's the only way you can build up soul in a business. I have a fun story about that if you want me to indulge you.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to say that for the end?
No, I mean, it's kind of Halloween related, I guess.
Yeah, but still, we can go right
yeah,
into
we
this.
can.
Okay, we have a special Halloween episode for you today. You listeners, so
it's full of pumpkin spice and skeleton.
Yeah, Jack Skellingtons.
Yeah, pumpkin spice. Basic.
Real quick, do you like Halloween?
When I was younger, I always went on hay rides around my neighborhood. And it was pretty awesome because there was the one house that actually gave out full-size candy bars.
Right.
It was the greatest house ever. But then after that, you had to sprint uphill to get to everybody else's house, and I ended up having to do a lot more physical exercise than I ever liked, and I was the only fat kid in my group of friends. So everyone's like, "Come on, Zach, get up the hill." I'm like,
You were fat when you were younger?
Dude, I was a muffin top with little legs popping out.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I was fatty.
I'd like to see a picture of this.
I wouldn't. I went down to a lake before, and I remember my mom took a picture of me in my bathing suit, and I just looked like a dough ball.
I'd like to see this because the you that I've known is only the you in your current form that I've known over the past few years.
Thanks, Brooks.
No problem, dude.
But I saw that picture recently and I went, look, it's my little brother. He's so fat. And my mom's like, nah, it's you. You were fat. I'm like,
oh, speaking of little brothers, you showed me that picture of Spencer in rehearsal. And I'm like, that's not Spencer, that's you. But it wasn't him, it was Spencer. I'm like, oh, no.
I even showed Spencer, and he's like, why are you at my school?
Oh, no.
Why do we look so similar? I'm like...
Because you only look, somewhat similar in person. So, you're just yeah. But there was that thing when it was me, Josh, and Rick were hanging out. And, we were waiting up on somebody, so we just sort of crashed the rehearsal because we were, just outside the high school and everything. And we knew everybody there. So, we just went in, and Josh was just like, is that Zach Teal? Oh, no, that's Zach's brother. Oh.
Dang it, Rosenberg.
Okay. But, yeah, I really love Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. I love it more than the holiday itself. I love the atmosphere of it.
Really?
It's hard to describe. I'm very bad at articulating these kind of feelings and putting them into words, but I like I just remember when I think of Halloween, I think of school day ends, grade school. This day ends, I get off the bus, and I'm walking home, and it's all cloudy, there's no sun out, all the grass is starting to get cold and die, and you just get the wind blowing the leaves, and you feel like someone's watching you. I that feeling of the Halloween atmosphere I get. As soon as Halloween passes, then it's beauty of autumn, Thanksgiving type thing.
I want to know what you kind of just described is, how do I put this gently? You're kind of an exhibitionist, if that's what you like.
I don't know what that means.
We'll Google it later.
I feel like I feel like the way I'm describing it is making you equate something to it that is not it. I'm just trying to describe I know
what you're doing.
Yeah, not a specific thing, but rather a mood.
I'm just adding my pumpkin spice to the conversation.
It is Halloween after all. So let's just go straight into the news. I just like...
That was almost a sentence you said.
That was close. I stumbled over all of those words. I just like Halloween, okay? I like the atmosphere of it.
Matt just likes getting crunk on Halloween.
Oh, yeah, he does. He gets awfully crunk.
He's like, before I just liked it for the candy. Now I like it for the candy and to get drunk. I'm like, all right, Matt, just...
All right. Really, you could do that any day, but Halloween, doing it on Halloween makes it feel more special.
Halloween, you can never really get drunk on candy corn vodka. Unless it's Halloween.
All right. So let's just go straight into the news. So, just in time for Halloween, Ash vs. Evil Dead has been renewed for Season 2. That's pretty cool. The show hasn't even premiered yet, and so it's probably good because they're confident in what they've seen and all that.
All right.
So,
whatever you want to say.
Do you know you've seen Army of Darkness? We had this conversation.
Yeah, we did have this conversation.
But it's closer. It
looks like it'll be a funny movie.
Yeah.
Funny series.
Yeah. And it's got Bruce Campbell again. Sam Raimi's involved, so you know it's going to be great. So yeah. They the managing director of Starz, the network that's having it. It's just like, one season isn't enough to satisfy fans' 2-decade-long appetite for more Ash.
So a season every 10 years?
Yeah. Well, he's saying that 2 seasons. Like, 1 season is not enough to satisfy them.
So we should have 100 seasons?
100 years.
100 seasons, 100 years!
So when Ash vs. Evil Dead ends, 100 years will also end because it will be 100 years.
When did 100 years start?
Back in August.
Back in August. All right.
You can check on the SoundCloud, when the first track was uploaded.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and then I'll put a notification in my calendar, and then we'll have an anniversary 100 years.
So...
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have both, a year-long anniversary thing, maybe a special 100-episode thing for 100 years, maybe a special 1,000-episode. And
that's far in the future.
That is very far in the future. But, so, yeah. This next piece of news is sort of can be real. It isn't Halloween, but you can say nightmares. So everything made in dreams can be exported to Unity or 3D printers.
Good job.
Oh wait, I misread the title. It's talking about a specific game. I thought it was about dreams in general. People's dreams can now be uploaded to this thing. It cut off before Unity, so it's just So I'm like, hang on. Mimako's next game, Dreams, will let players export their creations to game engines and even 3D printers. So it's not an actual Dreams thing. It's just saying that, this game can, do... Wait, Wired reports that Dreams is being made with exporting in mind, letting players... Okay, so
most reporters like to read the articles beforehand before they share them with the audience.
Well, too bad.
Not here at Brooks and Zach 100 Years. We find random articles and we go...
I was rushing because I got home and I was all wet and I didn't like it. So I had to change. Then I had the whole Gremlin thing. Okay, we're divulging a bit.
Alright.
It's very rainy outside today.
Isn't it diverging?
Whatever. I don't know words. So, it's rainy today where we are. And complete cloud coverage. And when I got home, I had to change from my normal clothes because they were all wet because I forgot my umbrella into the clothes I'm wearing now, which is more of casual, laid back, pajama type things and all that.
Luckily, we have a walk-in closet here at the Brooks and Zach 100 Years apartment
tower. And I look at I was sitting in the apartment tower on the sofa watching TV and eating pretzels. I looked around. I didn't bother to turn on any of the lights, but I'm looking at some of the lights. I'm just this is pretty cool. It's like a gothic type thing, going on. I like this lighting. And then Zach was just like, hey, I'm here. I'm like, so no conscious decision was made to do this. It was a spur of the moment. I went out to where you were. When you got out of your car and saw me, I was hunched over, snacking on pretzels like a gremlin.
In the
doorway. And as soon as you saw me, I rushed back. I scuttled back inside. like a gremlin. And I'm just
I
like,
refuse to follow you.
yeah, I noticed for a few minutes you stay outside. I'm like, come on. I texted you, come on in. And it's like, I don't really want to. There was a gremlin. And I'm like, just ignore him. He doesn't know that he doesn't exist. He doesn't realize that. So you came in. I started playing a piece of classical music known as the Danse Macabre, which is a very famous piece of music related to horror and Halloween and all that stuff.
Speaking of classical music, do you still have that text I sent you? It was all over Siri. Like, you didn't save it, did you?
What?
I remember that I was driving, and you're like, hey...
you're talking about Overture of 1812.
Yeah, do you have that text I sent you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you still have it?
Well, yeah, it's fairly recent. I'll be able to go back to it.
Oh, okay, because Brooks was looking for some music to play during the minisode that happened last time, and he's like, I don't know, I don't know what music to use. And I was like, oh, I know exactly what music to use, but I was driving at the time, so I had to let Siri tell Brooks for me. So I was like, hey Siri, send Brooks a message. Alright, what message do you want to send? And then it came out as, is this it?
Yeah,
this
that's it.
Or that song that you that you call Ski had, you know, the one with the cannons. Fuck, I can't remember if that I said is right name. Nope, Siri didn't pick that up. What the name was to call Skate Tit. She saw Ski to cough Sky. Fuck it, it was a Russian guy. Who is the composer? It went dead and I didn't edit it. I remember I said it went dum da 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 da.
Yeah, that's like, and from that I correctly guessed 1812 Overture.
I was like, what the fuck?
Because I recognized what you were describing. But so back to the Gremlin story. You were just like, you came in. I played the Danse Macabre and with the gothic lighting and everything. And in my laid back clothes, I was eating pretzels. I'm just like, good evening, welcome to my abode. Would you like a snack?
It was like a flamboyant.
It was a Dracula. I was doing a Dracula thing.
It reminded me of Maximilian Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh. I was like, what the fuck, dude? All right, man.
That was great.
But do we have any more of the news?
Yeah. Gotham, a House of Cards actor, has been cast as Mr. Freeze.
Is it Kevin Spacey?
Let me see if it's
Kevin
Spacey.
It's probably the bald guy.
Nathan Darrow has been cast as to play Victor Freeze. I don't think that's
I'll
him.
Google him. Go to the next news. Nathan Darrow?
Well, it's going to be garbage, and he's not going to be Mr. Freeze because it's Gotham, and Gotham is the worst. And, like, it doesn't have actual villains. But, oh well. It'll be... I can't imagine that.
That one.
Oh, that one?
He's not even that main of a character.
No. But, you know, I don't really see that show lasting more than, like, 3 seasons.
Oh, Gotham.
Yeah.
I hear you.
HBO cancels The Brink, parentheses, after renewing it. HBO's new comedy, The Brink, won't be getting a second season after all, as the network has decided to cancel the series after having renewed it earlier this year.
Classic HBO.
Well, at least Jack Black still has goosebumps.
I think he's doing that pretty well.
Yeah.
He's a good actor for it.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear like fairly good things. Like people are enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. I like Jack Black. He's a nice down-to-earth kind of guy.
So the last bit of news, the trailer for The Ridiculous Six dropped.
What is The Ridiculous Six?
The Ridiculous Six is a new film from Adam Sandler. It's being premiered on Netflix, and it's being done by him and his Happy Madison Productions.
Happy Madison, they also made the golf one.
They also made, that was the name of the movie, that they took their name from.
That was Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison were the two
Right.
ones, and they combined them into Happy Madison.
I like those ones.
Those were in the 90s. Do you want to know some of their recents?
What are some of their recents?
They have The Pixels, and The Grown-Ups, and
Okay,
The
I like
Jack and
Grown-Ups.
Jills,
I
and
didn't
The
like
Grown-Ups
Jack-
too.
I didn't like Grown-Ups too.
And the everything else that Adam Sandler has made that's been terrible. They are making a Western called The Ridiculous Six.
Like The Hateful Eight?
Yeah,
Oh.
and or Magnificent Seven.
It's The Magnificent Seven.
It is a remake of Seven Samurai. We can watch that later today.
Okay.
If you want. We won't be able to finish it, but I want us to at least start it because you haven't seen that movie.
Maybe.
And you like Japanese stuff.
Yes, I do.
I know you. I think you've seen an anime based on the movie.
Yeah, no,
Samurai 7.
I didn't. I thought I did, but it turns out I just read a manga that was an allegory for Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
With
okay.
samurais.
All right.
And a robot samurai man.
I know, because like you told me about this anime that called Samurai 7, which is an adaptation of the movie.
I still haven't found out what that one's called. We'll go ahead into the next one.
All right. So yeah, Netflix is releasing it, and it got into some hot water earlier when it got a bunch of Native Americans to play actors to play the Native Americans for the movie, and they all quit earlier because they're just like, this movie is really racist, so we don't want to be a part of it. So they all quit, and then Happy Madison, their decision was, they're gonna just have white people do brown face.
Oh no.
This is gonna be an interesting thing. And they also released the poster along with the trailer. Would you like to see who the Ridiculous Six are?
Sure.
We got Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Terry Crews.
Is that the guy from Old Spice?
Yes.
Okay, I like him.
Jorge Garcia. Taylor Lautner. Rob Schneider.
Okay.
And Luke Wilson.
Okay.
Alright. So don't worry, it's being directed by the guy who directed The Wedding Singer. And it's being written by the guy who wrote Pixels. Premieres December 11th.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, that's it for the news, really.
That's enough of that. Alright, so now we get into the main segment then?
Yes, the main segment. We wanted to do a Halloween episode because
lightning bolt, creepy pumpkin laughter.
I'm gonna have to put in those sound effects now, or because it'll be funnier. I'll decide in editing whether it's funnier for there to be no sound effects or for there to be the sound effects when you say them.
All right, it's your call.
Okay, so but yeah, we're gonna continue the trend. Our most recent episode was over 2 hours long, so we're gonna continue the trend of trying to keep it around an hour.
That'd be nice.
Or less,
I think that's good.
See, if we can go for the shorter episodes, So we'll keep this simple, but we thought we're doing a Halloween episode, but because
lightning bolt, pumpkin laughter.
Okay, fine. We're doing a Halloween episode, but because of our schedule, it's gonna be coming out November 1st instead of
the 31st.
Instead of the 31st, which is actual Halloween, so we're just
lightning bolt, pumpkin laughter.
Oh yeah,
you're saying the trigger word.
Rules of three when
right.
it comes to jokes. So now I don't have to edit it anymore. So we thought, if we're doing an episode that doesn't come out on Halloween, we might as well try to tie in the topic to that. So we're talking about scary stuff in non-horror bits of media.
Right. Like my bank account.
But it has to be entertaining media. That's just depressing.
Well, I got to get rid of a lot of
Is
things.
your bank account directed by Lars von Trier?
That's a joke I don't get, but I gave you a pity laugh.
Oh, thanks. Trust me. It's depressing.
Oh, okay.
But so yeah, movies, TV shows, video games, anything really that's sort of out of nowhere has some scary in it, and we're just like, and we're just like, okay. So would you like to start us off, Zach?
Sure. This one, I just think it is a scary element, no matter what video game you're in. I think the video game has this. It's just it gets your blood pumping, it gets your heart racing, and it makes you wish you weren't playing the game at that moment. And it's time limits.
Time limits?
Yeah, no matter what, you can be doing a puzzle, and that's fine. It's hey, put the circle in the circle hole. No problem. But then when they give you, a time limit, it's you got 10 seconds to do this. You're what the fuck? Ah! And then you gotta
Is that more stressful than it is scary?
It's frightening, I think, every single time.
Okay.
Metroid,
okay.
for example.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Final Fantasy VII. You gotta get out...
You just ran out of things.
Anyway.
So is that your thing? I can see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, because I'm trying to also in a game that recently came out, very recently.
Do you want me to do a thing before we like do it back and forth?
It's still about.
Oh, it's still about time limits.
Yeah, get off your fucking high horse there.
Oh, God, I wouldn't call it a high horse.
Yeah, I'd call it a little donkey. Then you're just straddling.
Speaking of donkeys, that's coming up later in my list. You know.
I hope it's not. Anyway.
Continue.
A video game called Uncanny Valley. Have you heard of it?
I know of the concept of the Uncanny Valley. I've not heard of the video game.
Oh, okay. So, it's kind of like a fever dream the whole time. It is, I guess, a horror game. It's got more elements of what the fuck than anything else. But you suffer from narcolepsy. I feel, and it just gives you this time limit throughout the whole thing, and you have to maybe accomplish tasks here and there, but all of a sudden there's just like little twinges, and you're like, oh, I gotta get this done quickly, but I only have like 30 seconds left. No, God, it's Uncanny Valley. It's fun.
Right.
It almost didn't get made because Kickstarter didn't meet its goal. But it looks like a really nice game, great pixel art kind of thing.
All right, I know I haven't experienced many games like this, but I can get behind movies that are sort of like fever dreams and craziness, like, or like have dreamlike qualities where they're not really like a one-for-one real thing happening, like Only God Forgives or Apocalypse Now, that kind of stuff, you know? Yeah, I can get behind that, so I may check out that game. My first thing is actually a few movies. It's a series of movies that are noted for being, fun, family-friendly adventures, romps for everyone to take part in, that everyone loves, but then also have things that are terrifying and horrifying, and all of the other synonyms for really scary. I'm talking about the Indiana Jones movies. See, so you're watching Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
And you're going through, and you're just like, this is a great adventure movie. Then it finally gets to the end, where, India and spoilers.
It's an old movie.
Everyone's seen Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. What are you talking about?
Jesus?
No.
Then I haven't seen it.
Oh well, fine. We'll have to watch that later.
Okay.
But Raiders is great.
Spoil it.
At the end, Indy and Marion are tied up to a pole while the Nazis are gathered around the Ark of the Covenant to open it up and see what's inside. And Indy's just like, "Close your eyes, Marion. Don't look at what's in it." And she's like, "Okay." So you're like, wait, why are they doing that? Oh, well, whatever. We'll see what's inside the Covenant, Ark of the Covenant. And they open it up, and the Nazis look in, and then some ghosts come out, and the ghosts are kind of, you're just like, okay, this is neat. They're not the best effects, and what is that ghost is changing? What? Oh my God, that is a scary ghost now. And then face melting. All the Nazis' faces melt off, and it's in horrific detail.
Oh.
And then they explode, and their eyes pop out, and you're just like, Jesus Christ.
What the fuck was in the Ark of the Covenant?
Ghosts,
Why?
apparently.
Why?
Because it was not meant for the world of the living.
Why would it be there? Why wouldn't it be in the land of the dead?
It was, and then they brought it back.
How the fuck? What the fuck?
You have to watch that movie.
Alright.
But it's a fantastic movie.
Even
but
though
that's
the movie would have been the exact same if Indiana Jones didn't do anything.
Look, that whole thing is, yes, it's true, but it's one of those like bullshit things where you're like, well, then we'd also not have a movie, so nobody cares.
Okay.
Like, okay, I'm not gonna sidetrack, but it's like one of those. I don't like fan theories that are like that point that out, or like it's all a dream. I'm just like, then we don't have a movie, who cares? So I don't know. That's a thing for another episode. But another Indiana Jones thing, and the one you've seen with the Jesus and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
The guy chose poorly, and he turned to dust, and that freaked me out when I was a kid.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
And that was a really good movie. And then Temple of Doom, all of it. Just all of it.
Is that the one with the Kalima?
Yes.
Oh, I saw that.
All of it is like, that is another movie that freaked me out when I was a child. You're going to find like a common thread through these. Like, usually the scariest stuff affects me in particular when I'm a kid and I watch it not expecting scariness.
You see, I avoid horror movies all the time.
Yeah, these aren't horror movies.
Yeah.
I just want an Indiana Jones adventure. I don't want someone's heart to be torn out and have them thrown into a volcano. I wasn't ready for this shit.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, but And then nothing was really scary in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I mean, you can argue the ants thing, but that's like a cartoon, so no one cares.
Well, another thing that I thought of just from looking at your list was Majora's Mask from Legend of Zelda. That whole game.
I've only played part of it, but the parts I play are just like, this is pretty fucked up.
Well, yeah, everything's super fucked up because mostly the main problem I have is the creepy mask salesman. Because he's the first person you see. He's like, "Oh, hey, you met a terrible fate, haven't you?" And you're like, "What the fuck, dude? What? I just fell down a huge, deep hole in the middle of a forest, and I landed here. And I mean, normally I take fall damage and everything like that. I'm dead. Oh, that's a fan theory. I mean, Link's not supposed to be dead.
Like that stuff. That kind of stuff is interesting because it adds more to the experience. He's like, "Oh, Termina represents the 5 stages of grief." Oh,
yeah, that's pretty cool. I love how games do stuff like that, and the fans are like, "Oh my god!" I don't know.
Yeah, it's got layers.
Yeah, it's got layers of stuff. Layers.
So you're saying all of everything in Majora's Mask is really scary?
Yeah, I'm not a. Well, I was a fan of it. I was just not a fan of how scary it was the whole time. Like, yeah, everything is just like, oh, go back in time to tell yourself how to play a song, but then you learn how to play the song from the guy you taught, because
that's not Majora's Mask. That's Ocarina of Time.
Your Ocarina of Time. They're the same game.
That's a paradox. I think this is probably wrong, but I think I remember hearing somewhere that Majora's Mask was made on a bet or a dare or some kind, where it's just like someone told someone else, it's like, you can't make a Legend of Zelda game in this amount of time. He's just like, oh, I can, but in order to do this, I'll just have to reuse the Ocarina of Time engine and a lot of character models and stuff. But,
it might have been Hanazawa was so good.
Yeah, because it only came out like a year after Ocarina of Time, and it's arguably better?
I would say so.
Yeah. Like,
it's more satisfying to me.
Yeah, it has more of a complex story, whereas Ocarina of Time is the very like standard hero's journey, which is not knocking the game. It's still great.
Yeah, it's
like,
great.
They're different animals.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of hero's journey, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. I watched it when I was a child, and I liked the movies, and I thought they were cool. But in Return of the King, there's a certain sequence that takes place within a cave. That's the Cave of Shelob, the giant spider. And I'm like, not knowing any swear word, being a youngin' and not knowing any swear words, I was like, fuck, dude, fuck! I can't handle this shit. And it didn't help that Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets came out like the same year or around the same time.
That's why.
And I watched both around the same time. I'm like, I now have a phobia. Thank you, movies. But yeah, so Return of the King, that whole sequence, it really like acknowledged Peter Jackson's horror roots. Like Sam Raimi started out as a horror director and everything.
I'm just gonna make a guess. Wait, this is your wallet, right? This isn't my
wallet.
All right, I just want to take the money out of it. You can have the wallet.
I'd rather that be the reverse.
What?
I'd rather keep the wallet and the money. I don't know why we're having this conversation.
Neither do I. Let me just stop you if you have any Star Wars on there, though. Do you have any Star Wars on your list, Alex?
I don't.
Do you have any Star Wars on your list?
Can I get out the Star Wars one real quick?
Go ahead.
The Rancor in Return of the Jedi freaked me out as a kid, and it's part of the reason why I've seen Return of the Jedi the least out of the 3. Like, I watch it, like, now when I'm older, I now watch all 3 of the movies whenever I'm marathoning them. So I've seen Return of the Jedi more.
Look at you, big man, watching all 3 movies.
When I was younger, I would only watch A New Hope and Empire because I couldn't get through Return of the Jedi because the Rancor scared me so much.
What is the Rancor supposed to be? Just a giant worm?
No, it's a giant monster. Like, the worm is in Empire Strikes Back. But,
I don't know what that is. I'm just asking.
There is a
about
worm.
The Rancor.
You'll see it. The Rancor is some
I know
big...
it's a giant pit mouth thing.
No, that's the Sarlacc. The Sarlacc was cool. I like the Sarlacc. The Rancor freaked me out.
Oh, the Rancor was the troll thing.
Yeah, the Rancor is the troll thing.
Oh, that's not scary.
Well, it was when I was a kid.
The Sarlacc pit's a bunch scarier.
Look,
What is that thing? Is it just a pit? How's that fun?
It's a creature that's just growing in the hole.
Why doesn't it ever come out of the hole?
Because it lives in the hole.
That's weird.
I know, it's a weird fantasy world. Okay, that's the only Star Wars thing I have.
Oh,
and then I can get past, I can just quickly go through those I wrote it out in my notes, those goddamn ceiling hands in Ocarina of Time also freaked me out.
Yeah.
And I didn't play Ocarina of Time until I was older, so those freaked me out, me now was freaked out by them.
Those were a little bit like jump scare kind of things.
Not sort of, but you saw the shadow grow over time, and you're like, I know it's coming.
It's fucking.
So it's better than a jump scare. But
I just wrote a note that was filling a balloon full of helium from a tank.
What?
No, I was really tired when I was. You're like, hey, a bunch of scary things. I'm like, yeah, no problem. And then I thought, hey, have you ever filled up a balloon before from a tank of helium? And you just hear the. And it gets bigger and bigger. There's that moment where you're like, fuck, is the balloon gonna pop? The fucking balloon's gonna pop. And then you pull it off and you have to time. You're like, alright, good, it didn't pop this time. Now I gotta do 20 more of these.
That's not scary, that's suspense.
That's scary, Brooks.
You stress, suspense, you're coming up with all this shit. No, it's fine, it's fine.
I don't know scary. I played Slenderman once.
Speaking of donkeys... In Pinocchio, when the kid turned into a donkey, that really scared me a lot. It scares me. It kind of scares. It's less scary now. It's more disturbing now, realizing that, no one ever saved those kids.
No,
they stayed. Pinocchio just fucked off into a whale. So he's like, no one ever saved the kids. They were always they became donkeys, and no one ever found out what happened to them.
There was several episodes of the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh, yeah.
That there was just there was this really old lady who lived in this mansion and stuff. And she's like, yeah, I'd be grim at just about everything. He's always such a sore loser. And you're like, all right, well, that's funny. That's nice. That's whatever. And then you just see a bunch of pictures in this lady's room. Mandy is seeing a bunch of pictures oh, hey, way back in the 1700s. Back in the 1600s. What the fuck? Oh, and she's like, oh, and you're hearing, yep, be grim in just about everything. And she goes, she beat death. And then the episode ends right there, and you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh, I really like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I'm trying to think of more stuff when I was younger that scared me, because a lot of that stuff's been repressed in my memory. Just naturally, that I wouldn't remember unless people brought up. I have a few different things that were scary when I was younger. Invader Zim, all of it, especially the organ episode.
Yes.
That
one was creepy as fuck, bro.
But watching it again when I'm older, it's fucking hilarious. Yeah. It's the most recent episode of Gravity Falls, which we can talk about, and in our what's been happening in our lives.
Yep.
Yeah, at the end. So, another thing that's much, that scared me a lot, it was contributed to, okay, I'll explain once I say what it is. The Imperfect Cell, especially his introduction and everything, scared me.
Why?
Because it was so creepy. He was such an inhuman bug thing, and the way he killed people by sucking them up until they were just nothing, and only their clothes were left behind.
Okay.
That was scary.
Yeah.
It was scary to me when I was younger. And the thing was, I couldn't
understand.
No, I understood it. But the thing is, when I was scared as a kid, when I was scared of stuff, I would just, I would tell my parents, just hey, this thing's really scary. I need comforting. And they'd be like, okay, we're your parents. We do that. But the thing was, my parents didn't want me watching Dragon Ball Z or Pokemon because they were cartoons made in Japan.
Right.
Because they're nice people, but they're mild racists. So I wasn't allowed. And then I think I may have said this on a previous podcast or not. I was listening in on a conversation my mom was having with my grandmother, and my mom was just okay, very loudly, I'm going to say that this is the password for Cartoon Network, so not to give it to Brooks, but it used the same password for all older channels. So it's this is the password for the TV. don't let Brooks find out or he'll watch Cartoon Network. I'm like, I found this out. So from then on,
I found this out. I'm going to watch Cartoon Network.
so from then on out, I would very in secret, watch Dragon Ball Z, like on Cartoon Network, and I wouldn't want to tell my friends in case they came over to my house and wanted to talk like about Dragon Ball Z in front of my parents and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't tell my parents, obviously. So when Cell like came on and he freaked me out, I couldn't tell them that I was scared by him, or else they'd know I'd been watching Dragon Ball Z. And I'm just like, shit.
So you just sat there screaming internally like...
Apparently, I found this out a few years ago. I thought they went away, but apparently they've come back for whatever reason. I have night terrors.
What?
You know, my parents, like, I never remember this, so for me, I'll just go to bed, and then I'll wake up in the morning and be like, oh, that was a nice sleep. I'll go downstairs, and my parents will be like, yeah, you had night terrors last night. I'm like, what? Yeah, you just, like, in the middle of the night, we hear you screaming. We come over to your room, and you're just sitting straight up, like in your bed, screaming, and then there's just like, Brooks, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. And then they say, go to bed. I'm like, okay. And then I go back to bed. And I don't remember that happening. I'm like, that kind of freaks me out. And apparently, like, I thought it only happened when I was younger, and they hadn't told me of it happening for, like, years. Right. But then, like, a few weeks ago, my mom was just like, by the way, you woke us up with your night terrors. I'm like, wait, I thought I stopped having night terrors. Well, last night we could hear you yelling, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. And we didn't know what you were yelling about. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick. Oh. But yeah, it's not like Imperfect Cell for me personally. Not only like Cell himself, but also the fact that I couldn't tell anyone that I was scared of him for a while. That was the thing. So your turn.
My turn. Okay, so there's this company that makes games called Supergiant. I don't know if you know them. They've made the game Transistor and Bastion.
Oh, I've heard of those.
Both phenomenal games that are just told with a person narrating the whole time. Not like Stanley Parable, but like Transistor. I'll talk about that one first. Transistor was a game where you'd play as this girl named Red, who lost her voice, and you're going to try to get it back. She used to be a great singer, and the whole world is pretty much gone to shit. Imagine the whole world is the Matrix,
right?
Except now it's powering down. And your boyfriend is dead, and he's now in this sword, which is a chip, and it's called the Transistor, and he can hack into anything in the world because, you know, he's... What the fuck are you making?
I don't know. But continue.
But yeah, and then he's just
so it's just like, well, you know, you're dead, but at least I can have you as a sword.
Well, yeah, he's like, hey, yeah, oh shit, that's my body, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little messed up.
He seems very nonchalant about it. Like,
yeah,
well, I guess that's my corpse.
Well, yeah, because he's just like, oh, I guess I can't do anything about it now. Well, no use in worrying about it. Hey, you're awfully quiet. Oh, they took your voice. Like, there's like a lot of...
Ah, man, they took your voice.
You know, he's like...
I mean,
really,
we all had bad days. I mean, you can't talk for a while. I'm dead in a sword. So we're both on about the same level of sad right now.
But the scary thing is, as you go through the game, you find other dead people. And as the Transistor, which is your sword, gets close to it, the person's body starts to glow and, like, a little data file appears above them. He's like, oh, hey, yeah, right, yeah, hey, Red, we gotta help her. Let her into the Transistor. And you're like, what? Everybody is data fragments, and you just, like, you can read up on them, like, their life, how they died.
So is the sword like a ghost hotel?
The sword is kind of like, ghost hotel. It absorbs all information. It can pretty much modify anything in the world, and it's kind of like taking everybody and, you know, utilize. It doesn't bring the people into the sword. It brings what they once were. Like, if you were dead, they brought you in. They're like, Brooks. He was a part of a mediocre podcast. This was his life. But, you know, using this data, we can construct it to make it so you can shoot fireballs now.
Oh, okay.
That's great.
I'm glad I contributed in some way.
Yeah, that's how the people view it as. But this whole game, it just keeps going on, and you just the whole world just keeps falling more and more apart, and you get this sense of isolation and loneliness, and you're sad. And
So what's the scary part of it?
the scary part is you're not alone,
Oh.
and there's one other guy there, and he's the one who caused it all. He's like, hey, good, you got the transistor. Let's end the world. And you're like, what? No. He's like, yeah, all right, then I'm going to kill you. And you're like, what? And then it throws you into a battle. And you're like, what the fuck? I've never had a battle like this before. It's just like all over the place. You're like, what the fuck? It's great. It's great. It's almost like a horse eating corn.
Oh, God! I knew it. I knew it. I knew you'd do it. I knew from the start. There was no way. Zach dear listeners, Zach suggested that we just put the computer on a TV tray so we can both get the couch. I knew it. I knew it was a ruse. I knew he only had one reason why he wanted the couch.
It was to get your succulent thighs.
That really hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brooks, but that's how horse eats corn.
I have a bruise on my thigh now.
How do you think the women are going to treat you? Do you think they're going to be nice to you?
It's just like a girl would see it and it's like, what happened? I'm like, I'm in an abusive relationship.
But I thought we were dating. We are. I'm just in a very abusive relationship with another man. What?
Look.
I don't
look,
have time
you don't
to
know
explain.
me. You don't know my life. Okay.
We've been dating for 3 years. Look.
Okay, fine. Moving on. Speaking of video games, Arkham Asylum. A lot of great atmosphere, but not really of a horror type.
Right.
Until you get to the Scarecrow.
Okay.
And he gave you Batman hallucinations. And they really freaked you out. You know? Yeah. They're pretty scary. They're very creative, too. And they tried to recreate them in later games, but didn't really work out as well. Okay. You know? It's sort of, There's some cool stuff in Arkham Knight. Like, especially towards the end.
Right.
Like, with your perceptions. And it's just like, literally, you go through and you're like, what the fuck? What?
What's happening?
What? But it's really good. So.
All right. You have a lot more than me.
I only have like 3 more things.
I only have 2.
So
I delete mine as I go.
Do some. That's 4.
One's Gravity Falls, and you said we're talking about that later.
Oh yeah. Wait, hang on. Would you like to? Do you have a specific thing for like?
Oh, I was gonna talk about Dipper's Guide to the Unexplained.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay, so
I was gonna for the what's happened in your lives now section. I was just gonna talk about the most recent episode.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
and the Dipper's Guide to the Unexplained. It's just like a little mini episodes, like no more than 2 minutes each, that we're just like thrown about here and there. But one sticks out particularly to me, and that's like the legend of this island.
Right.
And do you know what episode?
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen all the episodes.
Because Dipper's just like, hey, look, that island over there is kind of messed up. We're going to be going over there, and we're going to be looking at it, all right? And it's going to be weird. It's going to be... And then, like, the camera starts shaking and rumbling, and then the island starts floating like a giant head, and speaking backwards, it flies towards the camera, and you're like, what the fuck? But apparently, it said something like, I am hungry, I must feed. Or something like that. I was like, oh, shit, bruh. This is a kid's show. Yeah. What the fuck?
We can talk about it being a kid's show more when we talk about the latest episode.
Yeah.
But Gravity Falls does a lot of stuff like that where you're just like, oh, this is horrifying.
It is terrifying.
Yes.
It was gelid. No, I'm just kidding. That means cold.
I don't know why I find that funny.
Oh, God. I love making improv stories.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Give me your thing.
All right. The next thing is another thing that freaked me out when I was a kid. You're seeing a theme.
I'm seeing a pattern.
That's going to be, of the 3 things I have, that applies to 2 of them.
Okay.
But, Pooh's Grand Adventure. Now.
Who's?
Pooh. Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
Now, when I was a youngin',
mm-hmm.
we would often go to my grandmother's house. My grandmother and my grandfather. And they didn't have a DVD player, at least back then. They do now. But they didn't have a DVD player. All they had was fucking VHS player,
right.
VCR, everything. And they had a few VHSs, like a few VHS tapes that they picked up for us, mainly so we could have something to watch while we were there.
Right.
And the adults would, like, talk
Mm-hmm.
and everything. We would be in the basement, and we would just be, like, watching different stuff. One day, they got some, because it was a Winnie the Pooh thing,
Right.
you know, called Pooh's Great Adventure, subtitled The Search for Christopher Robin.
Okay.
So they got that. I'm like, I like Winnie the Pooh. I'm a child. Of course I like Winnie the Pooh. So I'm going to pop this in. I'm going to watch this. And I watched it. And I'm like, then it ended. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Almighty, Mary Joseph, all the others. I need so much therapy right now.
What happened in it?
Oh my God.
That doesn't tell me what
Okay,
happened.
so the plot of the movie is that Christopher Robin hangs out in the woods with Winnie the Pooh and all the other
and
people.
He just disappears.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like, we find out at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, that he just had to go to school and everything. And he didn't want to just, like, disappear without, like, telling Pooh. So he leaves a note for Pooh. But the note gets covered in honey, so everything's smudged. And so they bring it to Owl, and Owl's just like, oh, it says he has to go to Skull instead of school and everything. He's like, so they set out on this journey to go to Skull, and it's, oh my God, it's so dark. They go through this, like, I've only remember parts of it since it's been years since I've watched it, but some I remember that they're going through, like, some kind of cave system or chasm that they have to cross and all this, and they all get separated, and there's this one thing where Eeyore gets, like, some kind of tree thing stuck on his head, and it makes him look like he has these huge horns and shit. And, like, he goes, because the thing's making him echo, he, like, does this wail, and the other characters see it, and just the way that's shot in animated, you're like, oh my God, it's so terrifying. And there's stuff with Tigger that's terrifying, and it's just, oh my God, it was very scarring when I was a child. I watched it once, I'm like, I cannot handle this.
What if you watch it now, and it's just, like, really laid back and calm, and you're like, what the fuck?
I would like that. I would like to... I can dispel all of my repressed memories and be like, okay, I freaked out over nothing.
Yeah.
So we should watch that sometime.
All right, I'll be down for that.
Yeah, Down to Clown?
Yeah.
I found out recently that Down to Clown is like an ICP thing.
Oh, well, now I need to stop saying it.
Yeah, which, like, when I thought it was just Down to Clown with the sickness, I just thought that was like a random mashup of random things.
Yeah, a bunch of random words thrown together that don't mean anything.
But since it's associated with Insane
like
Clown Posse, I don't like it.
Marmalade is people juice.
Yeah. Wait, what?
What?
Anyway.
My last thing is the Ultimate Chimera. I just got a notification. JonTron episode 7, Starcade, just came out.
What?
Yeah, alright.
Oh my God!
Alright, well, we're gonna stop the podcast.
We'll get to that in a bit.
Sorry, I just immediately got excited.
Wait, how do you get notifications for that shit?
YouTube, if you're subscribed to somebody with the YouTube app, then they sometimes pop up with, hey, this video's up.
Oh, I should turn that on.
Yeah.
But only for, like, I should only do that for people who don't upload often.
Right. Anyway, Ultimate Chimera from Mother 4. I don't know if you know what that is. Maybe you saw it in Smash Bros.
I thought there was only 3 mothers.
That's what I meant to say. Mother 3.
Oh, okay.
Mother 4 is a fan game.
You almost blew some people's minds who were listening.
Well, Mother 4 is a fan game that's coming out very soon, and it looks amazing.
Right.
Google Mother 4, you'll find their fan page. Not now, bro.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to Google it now?
No.
Okay.
I don't
But
care.
the Ultimate Chimera in Mother 3, the way you find him, do you know what the Ultimate Chimera is?
No. I know.
In Smash Bros.
The only thing I know about Mother thing is some stuff that happens in Earthbound and the ending to Mother 3 are the only things that I know.
In Super Smash Bros. Brawl, New Pork City. Do you remember that stage?
Oh, is it the thing that
the
eats
thing
you?
with the giant mouth that just appears out of nowhere?
Yeah, that thing.
That's the Ultimate Chimera.
Really?
And the time you find him, you're in this experimental animal generator place, which is like they're combining a bird with a bear to make Bird Bear and a horrible monster thing. Just like a bunch of weird miscellaneous mashups, like the Hippotopus. And you have to fight all these things and everything. But there's like broken glass or chewed up cage that a monster broke out of, and there's signs and stuff that said Ultimate Chimera is on the loose. Do not try fighting him. You see him, immediately run away. Do not, and like this whole thing, you're just like, okay, it shouldn't be too bad. And then you're walking through, and eventually you walk down this hallway, and you see this giant pink thing with a bunch of sharp teeth and a little cuckoo bird on its head. You're like, oh, that's adorable. And then it turns to you, opens its giant mouth. You're like, fuck! And you have to run away, and it'll start following you throughout the whole facility of the animal stuff. And you're like, all right, just got to keep avoiding it. Just gotta juke and move out of the way, because if it touches you, it's an immediate game over. Like, there's no battle. You're dead. You lost.
Oh,
you're
shit.
Yeah, you're done, son. Like, done.
Yeah, all right.
Son.
And I can see how that's very scary.
Yeah, because it's just a normal JRPG. You're walking around, you see, like, monsters here and there, you can fight them. There's nothing you have to be afraid of. You can, I mean, sure, they're going to be powerful, but you've got your system, you know how to fight them. But this, it looks at you and you're like, oh no, I can't fight this. It's an immediate feeling of helplessness. And it's great. Great.
Okay, so I just have 2 things left, so I'll just real quickly go through that.
Go ahead.
Joker's videotape in The Dark Knight.
What is that?
Freaked. Like, that was very disturbing. There's a scene... Have you seen The Dark Knight, the one with the Joker?
Yes.
So, remember the scene... Well, first off, the way it starts is that the mayor and I think it's either Harvey Dent or Commissioner Gordon are talking in the mayor's office. And in the middle of the conversation, the mayor walks over the window, and, like, mid-sentence, a Batman, like, hits the window. Remember that? He's, like, being hung. Yeah. So, the videotape that the Joker took of him, like, of the guy in that suit, one of the fake Batman, and everything, that is some heavy shit, man.
I can't remember.
Watch it.
Yeah.
We'll watch it after this.
Okay.
We have so many things to do.
After JonTron.
After JonTron, before Seven Samurai.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and the last thing?
That was directed. That sequence was directed by Heath Ledger. Ooh. That and the other, like, videotape thing of the news guy. Christopher Nolan let Heath Ledger direct it because, like, he's the Joker, and the Joker's making the video.
Ooh.
And, like, it was very well done, and it does its job. Because you watch it, and you're just like, oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's like... And it's a sad thing about that, because he wanted to be a director, you know, along with acting, and then he died. But,
it's happened.
But yeah, the video itself, like, it's very, like, the movie is realistic. The Nolan movies are realistic, but that is the utmost realism that any of the movies ever get to, and you watch it, and you're like, there's no music, there's no soundtrack of any kind, just the audio from the camera, and Joker doing it, and you're just like, oh, no.
Oh, it's happening.
And that stuck with me. I really like that. It's my favorite movie.
Nice. And the last thing?
Toy Story.
Just Toy Story?
I was thinking of just the first Toy Story, but there's kind of stuff from all the Toy Stories. For the first Toy Story, Sid's room and the toys in that.
Yeah,
that freaked me out. And I'm like, oh boy. But, you know, maybe some other stuff from some other Toy Stories, especially Toy Story 3.
I don't know if you've noticed, but every time you go, I go, tss, because it's just like, boom, tss.
Nice.
I just want you to know that. Like, when you're editing this late at night, you'll hear, like, in the beginning of the podcast, you went, and I just subtly went, tss. You'll hear it, and right now you'll just go, I get it. Well, another thing. Yeah, it just freaked me out as a kid, and that's a lot of scary stuff, you know? Yeah.
We wanted to talk about that for Halloween. As a writer, we're both writers, right?
I think we write.
Yeah, writers of
both
literature and screenplays and stuff. And moving forward, I would like to eventually make movies. I think a lot of movies, maybe not every movie, but a lot of movies really benefit from having a large number of different emotions that you can feel over the course of the movie. Like, a lot of these movies we talked about, they're kids stuff, you know? Or they're not entirely devoted to being scary, but they still have these really scary moments in it. And I feel like that's good. Like, you should have scary stuff in it, along with happy stuff and funny stuff and sad stuff. Because if you're gonna have a piece of entertainment, you know, make you feel something, it might as well make you feel a lot of things. And I feel like that's important.
All the things.
That is what I want.
Hold on. I'm just looking at my Halloween stuff. On Snapchat, I'm on fire. All right, sorry. What you say? My brother's calling me. Right now?
Put him on speaker. Put him on speaker.
All right,
put him on speaker.
What do you need, Spence?
Are you working?
No, I'm at Brooks's.
Well, technically he's working, but no.
Because Dad's at the doctor's. I'm not sure if Mom's home yet. Smith is working, and I'm rehearsal.
Okay. Yeah, Dad's supposed to be picking you up. Yeah, he's gonna get you after he's out of the doctor's. And then...
Is it just like a normal checkup thing?
Yeah, it's a normal checkup.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That worried. Okay, I'm just like, did we just reveal some shit on the...
No, yeah, he said he should be done by 4:15. So maybe he's done now.
Hang on, give me the phone. Give me the phone. Give me the
Okay.
goddamn phone.
Stop it, Brooks, I got it. Alright, well, yeah, ask Mom first. Okay.
See, this is what we call the entertaining part of the episode.
Okay.
So...
Okay.
You hung up on him?
Yeah.
I want to tell him because there were periods of time when I had to wait a really long time before I got my license at the rehearsals for shows, and like I had to wait outside for my parents to come pick me up. I'm really glad I can drive because that's very nice.
It's such a good feeling. Because, I mean, he has his learners.
Yeah.
It just, he just chooses not to drive with it.
All right.
Wuss.
I can understand that. I don't like driving that much. I only do it when I have to. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you're bad at driving.
Yeah, I am very bad at driving.
Very, not too high.
Didn't you see me park that one time?
Yeah, you took, 5 minutes to park in an empty driveway. It was empty. There was nobody.
I wanted to make sure it was right.
What do you mean? You could have just pulled in. It was just a straight.
Well, okay. Shut up, I'm right. So,
No, I don't...
what's happening with you? This segment, what's happening with you?
I want to play Undertale. I really want to play Undertale.
What's Undertale?
Undertale is a new kind of RPG game, like JRPG. And from what I have seen and refuse to watch more of it, it has a soul-crushing ending. And the gameplay of it is you can choose to fight the monsters or you can choose to mercy the monsters. Like, not kill them. But if you kill them, you get experience. If you don't kill them, you get no experience. And you can go, theoretically, you can go throughout the whole game by not killing a single monster. But apparently there's another ending to it if you kill monsters and stuff, and it's just a real, emotional roller coaster. So I really want to play that, and it's really hard to avoid spoilers for it constantly. Because, Tumblr's eating that shit up.
Right. That's one of the reasons I don't go on the tumbles. And I don't understand it, and I punch things I don't understand, as a line from the recent Gravity Falls, which is what I've been keeping up with.
Oh,
Gravity Falls had the first part of their season finale.
Mm-hmm. Part 1 of maybe 4.
Maybe 4?
Yeah, maybe.
Awesome.
I can't handle 2 more cliffhangers, brah.
Oh. This one was hard enough, but it was great. It was such a fantastic episode.
It was a great one.
They
They started out immediately dialed to 10.
They started it on possibly the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in a Disney product.
Hey kid, want to see all your senses on your face get shuffled?
Poor Nathan Fillion.
Was that Nathan Fillion?
Yeah, Nathan Fillion plays Pacifica's dad.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
great.
if next time you watch it, you'll recognize his voice.
Oh, that'll be funny.
Yeah, but that's great, and that was a great moment. And they go into this whole apocalypse thing. Spoiler alert. Time baby dies. All this stuff.
Hold on.
Okay, I'll keep talking while your brother calls again.
Go ahead.
So Time baby dies. The apocalypse lasts at least a few days, so days go by within the span of this episode, and the situation is really tense. Dipper has to find Mabel and prove that the love of siblings is strong, as Zach is proving right now as he's talking to his brother. So, yeah, it was a great episode. Laugh out loud hilarious. Horrifying several times. And it had Louis C.K. in cameo. He was a giant head with an arm on top, dragging himself around, asking people to get in his mouth. It was great. So, right now, I'm just sort of buying time, I can easily cut this out, but at the same time, maybe just try to be entertaining. See if I can do that. Yeah, I'll probably just cut this out. Yeah, this isn't great.
Yeah, bad signal down here in the apartment complex of Brooks and Zach 100 Years.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on, I'm just gonna send him a text. See you.
So what's...
Did you get all that?
I can cut this out, so what's the...
Oh no, my dad's just in the doctor for like one of his routine checkups of his arm and stuff like that, and he gets all moody and stuff.
So you're not gonna have to pick up Spencer, right?
I might, I don't know.
You can just choose not to,
I don't think I can because my mom's feeling super sick. My dad won't be picking him up, and all I'd have to do is just to go because I'm right here. So
I wanna hang out with
wanted
you.
to hang out too. Blame Spencer. Spencer's fucking fun.
Well, Spencer, tell him that he is a dork.
He is a dork.
Yeah.
But what was the last thing you said?
I was just talking about Gravity Falls, the episode. Okay, Zach, you ready for the plug?
Oh yeah, we're ready for the plug. So you can follow us at
100 Years Pod, on Twitter. You can follow that. You can use that to find our own Twitters, Tweet us things if you want to tell us stuff.
Yeah, you can find me on Tumblr at Pride Point.
Yeah, and a Pinterest that is Brave Snuggles.
I don't know if that's still there. I've not done it.
Oh,
I just
okay.
made the account and that was it.
No, you
I
haven't.
think we should stop talking
You have
about
not
Pinterest.
contributed. Okay.
Not at all.
Fine.
We can continue to plug the Pinterest.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do
Yeah,
it.
we'll continue.
So, and then you can send us an email, with Brooks and Zach 100 Years at gmail.com. Just write us, about whatever. We don't care. We're lonely, so we'll take anything.
Yep, or just send me a message at Brave Snuggles on Twitter, and if it's something about a horse eating corn, I think...
Oh, boy. But if you're listening to us on SoundCloud, we're also available on iTunes, and you can, give us a rating, hopefully 5 stars, right? Right, guys? Right? Okay.
They're not gonna
No,
give us...
1 star is probably...
1 star is more than enough. We can get by with 1 star.
Yeah, we can work with 1 star. So if you do that, should be good. So, and if you're listening on iTunes or any other app, we're also on SoundCloud mainly. You can like us and follow us there. So that's where all the stuff is uploaded first, is SoundCloud.
All right. Well, that has been the Halloween episode.
Yeah, so would you like to do the sign-off?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think everybody remembers how it is. It's the same way as it always is. Come over here, Brooks. It's the Halloween episode.
No!
Yes, you must listen,
I
Brooks.
don't want to.
Brooks and Zach.
No.
Yes, it's the Halloween episode, Brooks. Anything is possible. Oh, I'm turning you into a skeleton right now. Look at all this.
I'm Skulton. I am Skulton
Do
now.
you hear the sounds of the damned? Do you hear their cries? Listen to them. Listen to all their cries. Listen to the fire.
Wait,
fire.
you're speaking,
Listen.
You're
listen.
speaking too loudly. I can't hear.
Listen. Do you hear them? They're crying. The fires are growing louder. The river Styx is running. The skeleton, the gods, the leader of them all, the fairy king, Sharon says, Brooks and Zach 100 Years.
See you later, guys.
This will probably be the most editing you've done.
Yes.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.